Hey everyone, I'm Ronit on the East Coast,
Then we're Skate on the West Coast, and we are.
and we are oh, oh,
Hopelessly
Leslie,
unedited.
unedited.
You think we
Ding,
got
ding,
it?
ding, ding. I think, but well, for somebody who listened to us for the first time, is we can never synchronize this, but it's still probably not going to
Somebody
sync,
might
but
be
that's
doing that
okay.
on purpose, and I think it's you.
I think it's you. Oh God. Anyway,
Uh,
okay.
It doesn't
Um,
matter.
yeah. So today, we're just gonna have some not very heavy topic, things to talk about, basically a lot of chit chat, but it will be centered around things that we didn't think we would do, but we end up doing it. So, so I think I'm gonna share first, okay? This first thing. Um, so when I first came to the US, I always, you see these newspaper, Sunday paper, you have like a bunch of coupons, and the people would clip the coupons. And I actually think at one point in the 90s, early 90s, or it's got to be early 90s, it's a thing. There were women out there that clipping coupons and they were saying how much money they save and stuff like that. Have you heard of that? Yeah? Is it yes or is it a sneeze?
It was yes and the sneeze. I can
Okay.
multitask in that case.
Awesome. Awesome. So you've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
Um, have you done it? Clipping
Sometimes at the
coupons?
cashiers, people will say like, "Oh, there's a coupon for this," and I'm like, "Sure, clip it,
Okay.
baby." But I
But
don't
you
proactively clip coupons.
okay. Okay.
But
Because
sometimes online, they'll tell you go visit a site
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll say get 10% off. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely going to buy today, so I get the 10% off. Because you're going to
Okay.
give them your email address anyway.
Okay. Okay. So I actually, after I moved to Maine, I
Uh-huh.
started doing it. It becomes a sport for me. I wanted to know how much I could do. So there's a local grocery store called Hannaford's, and then they have an app. You can actually clip coupons from there, and they
Okay.
show all the coupons, and I would clip it. And then so right before we started, we discussed that I love Costco. I would, when I lived in Issaquah, I would, because that's the mothership, and I would stack the stuff that I need so that I could go to Costco every week, right? So that I could get
Because
my
you love
supplies
that
every
place.
week because I love that place. Anyway, I'm a big Costco fan.
Me
But
too.
with
You're financing my retirement.
oh, that's good. I have been financing your retirement, it sounds like, because I've
Oh
been
yeah.
going to Costco for
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, yeah, so you got me to thank. Anyhow, so they have these coupons. You're welcome. They have these coupons online, so I would just clip them, and then they have reminders. It was like, oh, it's expiring and things like that. So I think it's awesome. So the only time that, like, say for example, toothpaste, I would not get it from Costco is because I got this like crazy deal on the Hannaford online coupon clipping. And then they have points, and you can trade it into money and things like that. And so everything that I clip and do, I have a goal. So that's why I call it a sport. Also, the recycling here in Maine, you get money back for cans and some kind of cans and bottles. So there's this place called Clinks. It's an app also that you can print the barcode associated with your account, put it in the bag that they provided, and you drop it. And so in the app, I see my um what do you call it, trading the money from the bottles, the amount increase.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for a year and a half. I'm up to $67. So my goal is to get to 200. So every
Wow.
time I drop a bag, I would check it. So that's like a sport. The second thing I do is,
What are you going to
all
do
these.
with the $200 once you have them?
Thanksgiving. I'll buy my Thanksgiving food with my $200. That's what I told my husband. So I'll
Nice.
wait
So it's
those
going to take
200.
you another 2 years, 3 years. So, okay, if I calculate this property, $67 now for a year and a half, right? So then multiply this by 3. So you get another at least 3 years to go, plus half a year, so 3.5 years.
Yeah. And there will be a very meaningful Thanksgiving meal by then.
So
Because
let me do a quick calculation on the side while you do this. While you keep telling the story.
Calculating inflation. Oh, you're mean.
Okay, never mind. I won't do it.
And then you're going to tell me you can buy a turkey leg by then. Right. Maybe you can buy all the vegetables that I need for Thanksgiving.
Maybe. I mean, if you leave $67 sitting, aside. Anyway, never mind. So let's keep going with your story.
Well, but well, now you remind me, maybe I should open a CD so that I can gain some percentage there too, right?
It's my wife outside.
Oh, hi. So, and then I know you have those credit cards to give you travel benefits, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I have credit cards. No, I have credit cards that gives you money back. And Apple Card, if you use it for a specific thing, if it's a touch, you get 2% back, 3% back from buying Apple's product, and 1% for other stuff. And then I have another credit card. I just have 2 credit cards, and the other credit cards is from Bank of America. And the good thing is I think you always get 2% back for gas, and then you have rotating thing. You have travel, groceries, some other things that you can put that as your priority. But if you choose that, I chose, I'm going on a cruise. I chose travel. They give you 3% back. And so I would do that, and then I would calculate how much cash back I'm actually getting from credit cards. But it's like a sport. Sometimes I don't even care about the money, but I was like, yes, grab that much money back from the credit card company. So that's what I do. So I never thought I would do that, like clipping coupon.
I never thought you would do that.
But I'm doing it.
You're totally doing it.
It's a sport. It's a sport. I think we should have a sport to see, have a Facebook group for, it's like a sport. So to see who can clip and, get these kind of cash back the most. I think that would be fun, in 1 year. Will you join?
No. I invest my money. If I have extra money, I just invest it. I don't try to,
You won't try to maximize it?
No, I pay everything with one credit card that gives me travel money back. It gives me money back. I can buy Amazon stuff on it. I can do whatever. I can replace the stuff I bought with cash.
Wait, does it give you money back, cash back?
Yeah, I can pay travel? Like on Amazon. It'll say you have so much money on your credit card. Do you want to spend that instead of buying? But since I pay off my credit card every month, I don't really care. I just rack up a bunch of travel points. And then when I go visit my parents in Europe, then I can fly in a better class. I can get better tickets, or I can get 2 or 3 nights at the Hyatt. Like, for instance, I bought us 10 days at the Hyatt for free in Hawaii. Yeah.
Nice.
A few years
10?
back.
You have a lot of points. Wow.
It's not hard once you only have one credit card. You can... It's points. So if it were cash back, it's different. Like psychologically, it would be different for me. I would feel like, why don't you just give me the money? Why do I have to get money back? It's just, but it's the same principle with the points. For some reason, points make more sense to me.
Okay. No, I get, so the Apple Card is good because it's Apple Cash. so I just use it in groceries or something. I could do
Yeah.
groceries. But that's not the point, though. The point is it's a sport for me now.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
So that
I
anyway,
kind
so
of
that's the
like the way
first
you
thing
think.
I think.
I was doing this for a long time with dividends. So, you get
Okay.
stock. You
Yeah.
buy some stock, and some stocks um, will go up in price and
Mm-hmm.
not give you dividends. Some of them will go slightly less up in price, and then they'll pay you back on the profits that the company does
Right.
over the year. And so for a long time, I was looking at dividends and thinking, if I buy so much of this stock, I will be able to not only purchase more of that stock, but also finance my lifestyle throughout my retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing this for a long, long time. That was my sport. My sport was
Ah.
how do I not sell any stock when I retire? And then
Uh,
AI came up, and I was like, well, fuck this. I'm just going to buy a bunch of AI stock and not worry about dividends, because the growth in dividends, it's much slower than if you
mm-hmm.
were to have bought Nvidia, for instance. It went up
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I don't buy certain companies that I think are evil. And it's hard to find non-evil companies in AI. It's very difficult. But there are some. So
Yeah.
those are the ones I buy, and generally they don't give you dividends because the business of AI is not stable enough. It requires a
Right.
company to have been in business for a long time in order to set up some dividends.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft has started doing
Mm-hmm.
this like 10 years ago,
Yep.
only after being in business for 30 years or 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to have been in business for a while. But I was doing this thing going like, okay, here I reinvested this much. And I have spreadsheets where everything was written down, and then I could see projection for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And I'd be like, I'm going to retire in
Yeah.
10 years because I can replace whatever I spend with those dividends. That was my sport.
Your sports is very complicated.
No, it's super
Mine is
simple.
more mine is more instant gratification.
I had a
Yay,
lot
I
of
get $10.
I I had a lot of gratification from purchasing Costco, for instance. I bought Costco a long time ago, and they pay dividends. And once every 4 years, I think, they give you a
Yeah.
special dividend, which is typically like 10%. It's
No. Really?
huge. It's a huge payout. And it's always been like, hey, look at all of this money coming in from Costco. I
Really?
have made so much money from Costco. I'm so happy. Yeah, it has been one of
With
my.
Costco. I'm telling you, Costco is the shit.
So
I love
the
Costco.
the companies that I bought, and I still buy now, they are either companies that are ethically,
Mm-hmm.
my ethics, ethically valid,
Agree
or there are
agreeable with you.
companies or there are companies that I use. So like for a while I was using AT&T, and so I was like, okay,
Mm.
I'm going to buy AT&T because it should pay for my phone. If I'm going to pay for the phone, then I'm going to buy enough AT&T stock to pay for itself every month in
Mm-hmm.
dividends. That was kind of what I was doing. And then AT&T not being not a very ethical company, whatever.
I am so
Eventually
with
you
them. I
drop these
hate them.
things.
Did you drop? Did you switch to another
I
company?
can't right now. Where I live, it's very difficult.
Oh, I'm still with AT&T because we had that old Microsoft thing. I think both of you and I.
It's a very
So
expensive plan.
it is comparatively, and then they just raise the price with a week notice in your email. That's it. That's kind of
The other
crappy.
reason is one of my kids doesn't want me to switch. He's got a
Mm.
really good deal with this plan, and he's like, no, 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 I'm using this, I'm using that, I'm using this feature.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
you know. Um.
so
Okay.
for me, so you had your story about coupons, things you didn't
Mm-hmm.
believe you could do. Well, for me, I didn't think I could actually move permanently to another country.
Really?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, I ended up visiting a lot of countries in Europe. So like working for a bit to buy for a ticket and a place to stay for a few months in another country. And I did this for a bit. And then but I always came back to France. I always came back thinking I would never leave. And so when I actually
Permanently.
did, I thought that was pretty brave uh, to
Was it
pack
fear
up and go.
or what
Yeah, I
was
think
it that you
everybody,
didn't?
when you expatriate yourself, and you probably had the same thing, right? You leave something you know to go someplace you don't know. And there's a certain amount of fear that comes out of that. It can be very scary, but I thought that was pretty brave, and I did it. So I'm quite proud. I've actually spent more time now in the US than I have in France ever.
Do you
So I
know
feel
why
more
I was?
American than French in many ways.
Oh, do you know why I was making a face?
Because you always make faces when I speak.
No, because I feel like I'm so oblivious.
Yeah.
Because you're not the first person saying that it's scary to move to a completely different country. And I think I would say 100%, like absolute. The people I met that either an immigrant or they when they talk to immigrant, they all say the immigrants are so brave, right? Leaving the country, leaving what they know basically to a different country. I think I'm just oblivious because I didn't even think about that. It's not that I wouldn't say I was not scared, that I was so brave. It didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it. So I
Well,
was like oblivious.
at the time, it didn't matter to me either. I thought I was doing something that was fun and exciting, and it
Mm-hmm.
was nice. But now, when I look back on it, I think it was pretty brave. I think that down all the things, that we were doing at the time, uh,
Getting into serial killers' cars.
yeah, that was pretty brave too. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing because at that age, when you and I were growing up and we were doing these things, we were stupid. But
Did you hitchhike?
yeah,
You
I
did? Yeah,
hitchhiked
Rob
in
did
France
too.
and it was stupid. It's not a very
Yeah, Rob
smart
told
thing
me
to
he did
do.
too. Yeah.
But even if it's women picking you up,
You never know.
yeah. I listen
Yeah,
enough to crime podcasts to know that either way, it's not
I
very
know.
smart. But so I thought that was pretty interesting to do that. It was
Mm-hmm.
a good um, thing. And then another one was a few years back. So I had my son, and I put on some weight after I got my son, like everybody
Mm-hmm.
does in their pregnancies, I
Yeah.
guess. And I had a fibroid that was the same size as my son. And I had surgery, and then things like my body was going like, you can't move as well as you used to already. There was just anyway. And I put on weight, and life was difficult and stuff. So I kept eating. And then one day I said, well, stop this. Like, go and exercise. And I decided to go and learn to box.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, why that? Why don't you just run? Because I thought running was super boring. I'd be there seeing day in and day out, seeing the same thing. And I was like, at least with boxing, I can hit a bag and scream and just feel like I'm getting some energy out rather than
Yeah. It's really
constantly
hard. I
trying
went
to
with you
avoid
one
the
time.
cars.
You brought me and I was dying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
And
remember. So.
it was a difficult thing to do as well to get started, but I stuck it out, man. And all in all,
Mm-hmm.
I've boxed for over 6 years now.
Yeah.
All up, because I had a big break in the middle. But I love it. I think I never thought, if you told me that like 50 years ago, whatever, that I would be boxing now, I'd be like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But here
Well,
I
I
am.
think that's like amazing thing though. That boxing, I love any kind of martial arts, especially something
You
that
did
makes you
that.
stronger.
You were badass with your kung fu there.
Well, it's
You
karate.
it saved you. It saved you. You kicked some guy's ass at some gas station. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you're
That was
badass.
stupid. That was
It
being
was stupid,
stupid.
but you did it nonetheless.
Yeah, it's reflex almost. I guess I have a thing about I don't come bother you, don't come bother me kind of mentality. I feel like that's
Yeah.
just me. But anyway,
No, it's not
um
just you, but I think it's badass.
thank you. But so I have one more thing that I want to share with you that
Yeah.
I never thought that I would do as a child growing up in Hong Kong. I never thought I would drive. Nobody drove
Oh, yeah.
that I knew. I mean, it's just such a simple thing here, but I never thought I would drive.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a memory of you driving
Which one?
with me. And we were
Yeah.
going to a restaurant. And you took your car and I took my car. And I was following you. It was in Bellevue, Washington. We were going to this Regent Bakery, I think.
Okay.
And I was following you because
Great
I'd never been
place.
there. And you were like, yeah, we got to go there. They get good food and good pastries and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I was like, okay. And you made the wrong turn into like the Arby's parking lot or whatever.
Oh yeah, because it's right next
And
to each other.
yeah. And instead of turning around and leaving, you just went over the curb between the two parking lots with your van. I think you were driving a van at the time.
It's
And
long.
I
It
had a
wouldn't
Jeep, so
matter.
I was like, this is fine. I can go over this shit with my Jeep. But here I am following you, crazy Asian driver, going like, I ain't turning around, man. I'm going to go right through this parking lot, and that's the way I'm going to go. And you just went over that speed bump. Well, not that bump, that curb, and like an entire curb.
I
And
mean, it's
and
so
I
long. It
followed
wouldn't
you.
matter.
It was great. And so when you're saying you learned to drive, I think you were still learning then, that you actually had a reverse and you could turn around.
No, actually, I was just gonna say, female Asian driver has such a bad rap, right? I even made fun of us. That van, the 30 same van that you follow, so the girls were little. I'll be driving, and all of a sudden there'll be this car in front of me driving 50 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone for some reason, and I would say the girls would be sitting there little. I would say that's a female Asian driver. And when I had the chance, I would go past, and when we drive by, look, female Asian driver. They, I think, okay, that incident that you share, I took some risks there, right?
You
To
did.
save,
It
yeah,
was
I took some
badass.
risks to save time. But it's opposite. The bad female Asian driver is like they are driving so slow. It's like they're afraid to be on the road. And I thought, if you're afraid to be on the road, don't drive. You know?
Yeah, you have no fear. You have no
No, I
fear.
mean, I don't think I drive like that anymore. But you know the van, my minivan
Well,
that
you
was pretty
could
big.
in your truck, you could go over any kind of curb.
Well, now that truck, yeah, any kind of curb. But that was a minivan. It was like a Nissan van
I
that
don't
I
remember
had.
what it was, but it felt really
Yeah,
low.
you think so? I thought it was really high, but
I followed you. I followed you. I went
mm,
over.
but I did it. But the thing is that that van was kind of fat. Do you remember? A little fat. You think it's low too? So I was kind of driving a fat low van, I guess. I thought it was high,
It
but
was low
anyway.
to the ground. You were probably sitting high up, but it was low to the
Yeah, yeah.
ground.
Oh, yeah. I felt like I sat pretty high up. I could see really well, but it was kind of fat. But I could squeeze that thing into any parking space. I would back into little parking space, and our friend Elena, because she's Ukrainian, so she was in like these Microsoft. I don't know if it's like Russian and Ukrainian or Eastern European forum at work, and she said that all these people would make fun of female Asian drivers. And she was in my van often, and I would get into these parking spaces and stuff. And she actually stuck up for me. She's like, well, my friend's Chinese. She's a really good driver. So I really appreciated that. You know?
Yeah,
But
that's
I can
good.
totally see people making fun of us, which is okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's you do what you do. You do you.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I here in Maine, I don't see a lot of Asian drivers. Not a lot of Asian where I am
There's not
anyway.
a lot of
So
Asians, period, in Maine.
exactly. So I think
Yeah.
Portland, you will see some, but like where I am, it's like not.
Where you are, you're the only one.
No, 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 no. There, like, there's a couple, one in my poker group, and I've seen some. In fact, oh my gosh, yesterday I went to Walmart. I was waiting in the self-checkout line. There was an Asian guy standing in front of me. And you have this white guy just came like sideways. And he just kind of had his cart between us, me and the other Asian guy. So the Asian guy walk up because there was an opening, and I proceed to walk forward, and then that white guy was kind of cut in front of me. So I got my hand on the cart. I was like, hey, I think I'm next. And then he looked at me. He said, oh, you're not with that guy? I said, no. Just because that's an Asian guy, he immediately thought I was with him. And I was like, what? Whatever.
Asians, they
But
travel in pairs.
you just don't see a lot of us here. I mean, I wasn't mad at him. I was like, no, 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 I'm not with him. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it was nice, but it was just kind of like these assumptions kind of funny, I think. Some people get offended, but I just thought it was funny. But anyway, yeah. So that's like that's the second thing that I never thought I would do. But it become just a normal thing now.
Yeah. You do drive better
Crazy.
now than you did before, but you do have a truck you can try to drive over the curb, and you probably with that truck you probably wouldn't even feel it if you drove over a curb. So it's just such a nice ride.
Did I tell you what my hubby used the truck for to help me? Did I tell you that?
No.
So I had this crazy forsythia. It was like
Bush.
20 bush, but it was like there 30 feet of it planted. I didn't plant it. The owner prior to us did. So it's 30 feet wide, and it was supposed to be 30 by about 5 feet. But forsythia, they kind of drips down, and the offshoot hit the ground, they grow again. So that thing earlier this year become 30 feet times about 12. So it grew sideways.
Damn.
It doubled the size. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I went out and started digging them out. So I dug most of them out, and there's this one last one. It's just huge. I'm not kidding. It's what do you think the circumference of this is? About
big.
I don't know, a
Size
foot and a
big.
half.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's big. So I couldn't get it out. I dug quite a bit of it, like so you see a hole there. The roots are just so far down and big. So my husband took our truck, wrapped the chain around the bush, and hooked that chain on the truck, and he drove and pulled that thing right up. It's very useful.
That's your man.
A truck.
That's
It's
your
very
man.
useful because I'm like, honey, can you like give me an axe? I'll chop it down. And then he's like, you're gonna chop your foot. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna help you. And I didn't, it's like I said, how are you gonna do it? Are you gonna chop it? He's like, no, I'm just gonna pull it out with the truck. I said, what? And then I saw when he did it, I looked and was like, oh my gosh, this is pretty amazing. I mean, that truck's got torque. Those electric trucks, you're gonna get one, but you're not getting a truck. But I think even the SUVs got a lot of power. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I got some rapid fire for you.
Tell me. Go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Because we're almost at the end here. We gotta get cooking. I got some.
That's
rapid fire. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous place you've fallen asleep?
Most ridiculous place. Oh, on the toilet? Is that right? There was a
That's
reason.
great.
I ate a bad oyster. I had food poisoning. I ate a bad oyster. So I started going, and then finally by about 1:30, it was like nonstop. I just grabbed my pillow and sat on it. I fell asleep.
Wow. Fell
Yeah.
asleep pooping. That's great.
I don't even know anymore. I was just, yeah, it was bad.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten on purpose?
On purpose?
Yeah.
Uh, remember we talked about it? The octopus, live octopus?
So
Yeah, I
that's
ate it.
it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's not
Have
good.
you ever waved back at someone who wasn't waving at you?
Well, then it's not waving back though. That's like,
I do it all the time.
wait, what do you mean? Like you see somebody, you
So
wave?
you see somebody wave and then you wave back. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. But actually, that person's not waving at me.
Yeah.
You're saying? Oh, all the
Yeah.
time. I see a
Me
wave, I'll
too.
just be like, hey.
I do it all the time. Even when people say hi, I might respond hi. Uh, what is the most expensive mistake you've ever made?
The most expensive mistake. I'm thinking it was, so there was the first condo in Utah my ex-husband and I bought together. And we were able to choose a carpet color. And I chose this really crazy green. I don't know why. And at the time I thought it was a good idea. But after we moved in, I looked at that carpet. I'm like, ugh, why did I choose that? And that actually affected the resale value of our place. And I think our agent said that finally we sold it to someone, and the agent did say, hey, they want carpet allowance because they're going to change the carpet. Are you going to sell it? I think it was like something
Okay.
like $5,000. But back then, a long time ago, we didn't have any money. It was a lot of money.
Yeah. Have you ever accidentally become the expert in a room?
Accidentally? Yeah, I think so. You know how you remember when I was in meeting, I'm usually not too actively talking, volunteering. And I was in this meeting, and it wasn't even about a localization type meeting. And then somehow and I don't think people knew who I was. I was invited, but a lot of the people in the room didn't know who I was even. And then they talked about this thing. I said, well, how about localization? Because it's going to be XYZ. And I started yakking. And they
Okay.
just looked at me and they're like, oh, we didn't know there
She
was an
knows what she's
expert in
talking
here.
about.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't know there's an expert here. And I thought, I'm not an expert. I just know something about localization. There's so many people know so much more about localization, It's just because you guys don't know anything about localization. You think I'm an expert, but I'm not, kind of thing. I felt that.
Well, that's great. You've always done stuff like that. When you open your mouth in meetings, it means something clever is coming out. Okay. What is the longest you've searched for something that was in your hand?
Like all the time. Anything. I was like holding my phone just the other day. I was like, where is my phone? I was like doing this. It was in my hand. I think I was walking around the house for like 3 times. I do that all the time. Like anything. It could be anything. And like wearing some clothes, a jacket I'm wearing. I was looking for the jacket. Usually my hubby would tell me. So
I do that all the time too. I don't know. Maybe it's age. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Have you ever confidently been wrong?
Confidently knowing that I was wrong?
No, you say something and you're so confident, and then you realize that you're wrong.
Oh,
That
all
happens
the
to me
time
all the time
too.
too.
Yeah, it's all the time.
Don't tell my wife. What is the strangest thing you've ever brought home? It cannot be a person.
Well, I can I when I was a kid, I not a kid, but I was a teenager. I was in Hong Kong. I lived on the 15th floor. I'm not in America, you have a yard and stuff. I lived on the 15th floor,
Well,
concrete.
that's when you had
I
turtles.
brought
Yeah,
home four chicks and two ducklings
I
because
love that
they
story.
were so cute. I bought them. I didn't even think about it's not, it's not the best place to raise these little animals. I brought it back and my mom looked at me and said, what is this? I said, oh, they're so cute. Yeah. The story didn't end well, but yeah, that's the strangest thing, actually. It doesn't sound
Yeah,
strange to people here, but in Hong Kong, it was.
it didn't end well for the turtles either.
No, it didn't end well with the
But
turtles either.
um, have you ever started a trend by accident?
You did. I didn't. Well, I started it. I cut my hair really short one time, and then everybody started cutting their hair short. All the ladies at my team in my team, because I had a breakup. I just thought that like that's after I got divorced. I was dating this guy for a long time, and then we had a breakup, and I decided to chop my hair, so I cut it really short, and then like, before I knew it, like every other woman on the team started cutting their hair short.
There you go.
But you started the trend, the overall thing. Remember?
Yeah, the overall. And then
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's not a trend, but I give nicknames to my pets, and I call them that often enough that everybody else around me starts calling them
Mm.
that too. So maybe it's not a trend. I don't know. Um, what's one sentence you've said and immediately wish you could vacuum it right back into your mouth?
Hey, that happened a lot too, but it's one of those things that happens so often that you just don't know when asked what it is,
I know
you
what you
know?
mean.
It happens all the time. I feel like
Happens to me all the time too. I say stupid things and then I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe I just said that. It happened to me yesterday. I will not tell you why.
okay.
Uh, what I said, but it was kind of rude. And so I still feel a little
Oh, actually, I know. I play poker, right?
okay.
And the thing is that it's not immediate because I'm a little slow, as you know, in things sometimes. It's probably about 5-10 minutes later I realized what I said, and I'm just like, oh, and then I felt so small. So I play poker, and we play this game called Screw Your Neighbor. Basically, you have a bad card, you can trade with your neighbor, that kind of game. And so we go to Screw Your Neighbor. And so before the game start, I was discussing to my neighbor, the person sitting next to me, and he was like the best, the funniest older gentleman, and I love him. And then he and I were talking, and then I'm like, I don't know if we do this, I screw you, right? And then he said, no, 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 then I would be screwing you. And then I said, no, 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 I screw you. And then I didn't know why. I didn't know at the time why. Rob, my husband, was sitting across from us, and he heard us, and he's just like shaking his head. And I was like, "Why are you shaking your head?" So we went on and we played the games. And 5 minutes later, I was like, "Oh my god! I think I just realized what I said." So I was like really embarrassed, but I didn't say anything. I kept a straight face. I'm like, yeah,
I love the sound effects that go with it.
wait. I'm slow. I'm telling you, I'm just slow.
No, you're funny. But that was the end of my questions. So,
Wow. All right.
thanks for
Well,
answering my stupid questions.
I love
They're funny, though.
questions. They're fun. I love answering those questions. So with that said, we're about at time too. Then I'm Ronit on the East Coast.
And I'm with Cate on the West Coast. Be seeing you. And we are. Hopelessly.
Unedited.
Unedited. Hopelessly.
This.
Unedited.
This. And this.
And this.
And then this.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See ya.